when 5 senior Wing Chun masters, who have trained for a combined 150 years, tell you that your approach has no foundation and pure technique will expose your mistakes, the question isn't whether you can prove them wrong. The question is whether you can prove them wrong without making them feel defeated, because the teacher sitting silent in the corner, the man who taught you everything, is watching to see which lesson you learned better. Hong Kong, Kowloon District, Wing Chun Association Headquarters, March 1967. Thursday afternoon, 4 o'clock. The practice hall is on the 3rd floor of a building that has housed martial arts schools since 1923. The wooden floor has been refinished 11 times. The walls hold photographs of masters going back 3 generations. The air smells like liniment oil and the particular kind of sweat that comes from decades of bodies moving through the same techniques in the same space. Bruce Lee walks up the stairs. He's wearing dark slacks and a plain white shirt. No traditional uniform. This is deliberate. He knows what this meeting is. He's known since he received the summons 3 days ago, a handwritten note delivered to his parents' apartment. Respectful language, clear message. The senior masters wish to speak with you regarding your recent teachings. The door to the practice hall is open. Inside, 5 men stand in a semicircle, all wearing traditional Wing Chun uniforms, all over 50 years old. Bruce recognizes 4 of them. They were his seniors when he trained here as a teenager. Men who corrected his stance, adjusted his technique, demonstrated applications he couldn't yet understand. The 5th man he doesn't recognize, but the way the others defer to him suggests highest seniority. Bruce enters, bows respectfully. The traditional bow, full depth, holding it the proper duration. The 5 masters return the bow, shorter, acknowledging but not matching. This is noted by everyone in the room, and there are others in the room. 30 people, students, junior instructors, practitioners from other schools who have been invited to witness. They line the walls, silent, watching, and in the back corner, sitting on a simple wooden chair, is Ip Man, Bruce's original teacher, the man who taught him Wing Chun from age 13 to 18, 74 years old now, thin, wearing a plain grey Changshan. His face shows nothing. He's not part of the challenge, not part of the council, just watching. Drop a comment if you've ever had to prove yourself to the people who taught you everything. The eldest master speaks. His name is Lo Man Kam, 62 years old, student of Ip Man for 40 years. His voice is formal, careful. Bruce Lee, we have asked you here because of reports that you are teaching a style you call Jeet Kune Do, that you are telling students to reject classical Wing Chun forms, that you claim traditional training is limited. Bruce's response is measured. I teach efficiency. I don't reject Wing Chun. I build from it. Jeet Kune Do uses Wing Chun principles, but doesn't stop there. Different situations require different tools. Another master speaks, Tam Yu Ming, 58, known for his Chi Sao sensitivity training. You mix Wing Chun with boxing, with fencing, with grappling. This dilutes the purity. Wing Chun works because it is complete. Adding to it shows you don't understand what you were taught. The room is quiet. 30 witnesses absorbing this. Bruce doesn't react defensively. His voice stays calm. Wing Chun is excellent, but no single style addresses every combat situation. I'm not saying Wing Chun is incomplete. I'm saying all styles have parameters. Recognizing that isn't disrespect. It's honest assessment. The 3rd master, Wan Kam Leung, 56, steps forward slightly. You speak of combat situations, but you teach movie actors, Americans, people who want exercise, not real skill. What do you know about real combat? This is where it could escalate. Bruce recognizes the pattern. The masters aren't just defending Wing Chun. They're defending their entire understanding of what martial arts should be. Challenging them intellectually won't work. Words won't change minds that have been set for 40 years. He needs to show, not tell. I understand your concern, Bruce says, and I respect it. You've dedicated your lives to Wing Chun. I learned from you. From Ip Man, that foundation is everything I've built, but I believe Wing Chun's principles can be applied more broadly than classical forms allow. If you think I'm wrong, test me, not with words, with application. The eldest master, Lo Man Kam, looks at the others. A silent communication happens. They've been expecting this, hoping for it. This is why they summoned Bruce. Not to debate, to demonstrate, to prove that pure Wing Chun, properly applied, will expose the weaknesses in Bruce's mixed approach. Lo Man Kam nods. We will test your claim. One of us will apply pure Wing Chun against your Jeet Kune Do. If your approach works, we will acknowledge it. If it doesn't, you stop teaching under any association with Wing Chun. You call it something else. You don't claim lineage. The stakes are clear. Bruce's entire teaching legitimacy in Hong Kong is on the line. He looks at Ip Man in the corner. His teacher's face shows nothing. No encouragement, no warning, just observation. Bruce nods. I accept. The fourth master steps forward. His name is Chu Shong Tin, 54 years old, known as the King of Siu Nim Tao, the first Wing Chun form. His structure is legendary, his rooting unshakable. He's been chosen specifically because his Wing Chun is textbook perfect. No innovations, no modifications, pure classical application. They move to the center of the hall. The 30 witnesses form a circle. Chu Shong Tin settles into position. Feet shoulder width, knees bent, weight centered. Classical Wing Chun ready stance. His hands rise to guard position. Man Sao Wu Sao, asking hand, guarding hand. Everything about his posture communicates 40 years of refinement. Bruce stands differently, feet staggered, weight on back leg, lead hand extended, rear hand chambered. Not classical Wing Chun, not boxing, something in between. His structure looks relaxed, almost casual. To the traditional masters watching, this confirms their suspicion. He's lost the discipline, the precision, the foundation. Subscribe, because what happens in the next 8 minutes will show you what foundation really means. Chu Shong Tin moves first. Classic Wing Chun chain punches. Rapid straight strikes, centerline focused, structure maintained. 3 punches in 2 seconds. Textbook speed, textbook form. Bruce's hands intercept, not blocking, redirecting. His fingers touch Chu's wrists, subtle pressure, changing angles by centimeters. The punches miss centerline by inches. Chu resets, adjusts, tries again from different angle. The masters watch closely. They see Bruce using Wing Chun principles, centerline theory, economy of motion, simultaneous defense and attack. But his application is different. His weight shifts fluidly, not rooted in classical stance. His footwork covers more distance. He's mobile, where Wing Chun teaches stability. Chu shifts strategy, moves to trapping range, pak sao, lop sao, slapping hand, pulling hand. Classic Wing Chun close range control. His hands find Bruce's wrist, pull forward, create opening. He strikes, but Bruce moves with the pull instead of resisting, uses the momentum, adds to it, circles out. Chu's strike lands on air, his structure momentarily extended. This is what the masters didn't expect. Bruce isn't fighting against Wing Chun, he's flowing with it, using its principles but not limiting himself to its classical applications. Wing Chun uses Wing Chun structure, Bruce uses Wing Chun sensitivity. When Chun plants for power, Bruce uses mobility for positioning. 3 minutes pass. Neither has landed a clean strike. Chok is breathing harder, not from exhaustion, from effort. He's applying everything correctly. Textbook technique, but it's not working the way it should. Bruce is staying just outside optimal range. When Chok closes distance, Bruce creates it. When Chok creates structure, Bruce doesn't oppose it, just moves around it. The witnesses are confused. They expected Bruce to use his mixed techniques. Boxing punches, karate kicks, obvious departures from Wing Chun. Instead, he looks like he's using Wing Chun, just differently, more fluidly, less bound by classical positions. Then Bruce does something unexpected. He stops, steps back, drops his hands, looks at Chu respectfully. "May I ask a question?" Chu is surprised but nods. Bruce speaks to him, but loud enough for everyone to hear. In Chu Sao, sensitivity training, what is the goal? Chu answer automatically. To develop feeling, to sense the opponent's energy and intention without relying on sight. Bruce nods. And when you sense their energy, what do? Adapt to it, flow with it, use their force against them. Exactly, Bruce says. So why does that principle only apply in Chi Sao? Why not in actual combat? The question hangs in the air. Chu doesn't answer immediately. The masters watch, listening. Bruce continues. Classical Wing Chun teaches fixed positions, stances, guards, prescribed responses, but Chu Daso teaches the opposite. Adaptation, flowing, sensitivity, without predetermined form. What if we applied Chu Daso principles to everything? Not just close-range sensitivity, but distance, timing, strategy. He's not challenging Wing Chun. He's challenging the limitation of classical application. The masters see it. This isn't about Bruce rejecting what they taught him. It's about him taking the deepest principle, adaptation, and applying it beyond the boundaries they drew. Chu Shongtin looks at the elder masters. Something passes between them. Understanding. Perhaps not agreement, but understanding. Bruce hasn't proven Wing Chun wrong. He's proven that Wing Chun's core principle, efficiency through adaptation, can be applied more broadly than strict classical forms allow. Lawman Kam, the eldest master, steps forward. Continue. Show us what this broader application looks like. Bruce and Chu resume, but the energy is different now. Chu isn't trying to prove classical superiority. He's testing to understand. Bruce demonstrates. When Chu punches, Bruce shows how boxing footwork creates different angles while maintaining Wing Chun's centerline principle. When Chu traps, Bruce shows how Western wrestling grips can enhance Wing Chun's close-range control. Each technique he shows has Wing Chun foundation but different expression. The 8-minute exchange becomes a demonstration more than a fight. By the end, both are breathing hard, but neither is defeated. They break, bow to each other. The mutual respect is genuine. Chu returns to the elder masters. They confer quietly. 30 witnesses wait. Lawman Kam speaks. "We see that you have not abandoned Wing Chun. You have taken its principles and applied them in ways we did not consider. This is not betrayal, it is extension. We will not ask you to stop teaching Jeet Kune Do, but we ask that you acknowledge where it comes from, that you speak of Wing Chun with respect." Bruce bows deeply. "Always, Wing Chun is my foundation. Ip Man is my teacher. I will never dishonor that." For the first time since the challenge began, Ip Man moves. He stands from his chair in the corner, walks slowly to the center. Everyone goes quiet. He looks at Bruce. His face still shows little emotion, but his eyes are different. He speaks, voice quiet but clear. The goal of teaching is not to create copies. It is to plant seeds. What grows depends on the soil, the sun, the water. I taught you Wing Chun. You grew something from it. That is what students are supposed to do. It's not praise, it's acknowledgement. From a teacher who values evolution over preservation, Bruce bows to him, deeper than to the masters, holding it longer. When he rises, Ip Man's hand briefly touches his shoulder. The gesture lasts less than a second. It means everything. Share this with someone who needs to understand that honoring tradition doesn't mean never changing it. The meeting ends. The witnesses disperse. Bruce leaves the practice hall. The next day, word spreads through Hong Kong's martial arts community. Not that Bruce Lee fought the masters, that he showed them something, that even Ip Man acknowledged it. The narrative changes. Bruce isn't the student who abandoned his school. He's the student who took the lesson deeper than expected. 3 months later, one of the senior masters, Tam Yu Ming, visits Bruce's school. Not to challenge, to observe. He watches Bruce teach for 2 hours. Afterward, he tells Bruce, What you do is not what I would do, but I see the Wing Chun in it. You kept the heart. He never comes back, but he stops speaking against Jeet Kune Do. 6 years later, when Ip Man passes away in December 1972, Bruce is in Los Angeles. He cannot return for the funeral, but he sends a letter to the Wing Chun Association. In it he writes, "Everything I know began with what Ip Man taught me. Every principle I teach has Wing Chun at its root. I may have grown branches in different directions, but the trunk is his." The letter is read at the memorial service. Several of the senior masters who were present that day, in 1967, are there. They remember. They understand now what they didn't fully understand then. Bruce Lee didn't reject Wing Chun. He honored it by refusing to let it become static. March 1967. Wing Chun Association Headquarters, Hong Kong. 5 senior masters, 1 student, 30 witnesses. 8 minutes that could have ended with defeat, instead ended with understanding. The masters believed Bruce had no chance defending Jeet Kune Do against pure Wing Chun. They were right. He didn't defend it. He demonstrated that Jeet Kune Do and Wing Chun were never in opposition. One was the evolution of the other. And evolution isn't betrayal. It's the highest form of respect.